Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? We are starting today's episode by fixing a very small boo-boo. And maybe turning off the magnet, because this is getting messy. So do you remember our mob farm? I did make a looting upgrade. I was using it for wither skeletons, and well, now we're not using it for wither skeletons. So I was like, let's put it here. And the results are a bit crazy. Because here's the thing, one of the ways that we're getting different types of resources, ingots from Twilight Forest, is through the mob farm. It's not like we need a bajillion because none of them have a singularity, but we need them for the ultimate ingot. I'm not sure if they're going to have more uses, but I thought efficiency is not a very bad idea sometimes. Oh, you never had a speed upgrade? I'm an idiot. It's fine, now it should be operational. I noticed this because sometimes I do kill the mobs using the Kikoku with looting 6 and I get a lot of armor. And over here we never got that much. We got Prudentium. Anywho, I was also a little bit busy because I thought maybe we should start finishing this base. You know, at least we should have a stupid door. I thought to myself, maybe the first thing that we need to have over here is going to be an elevator. But you guys know the drill, we're never ever going to use it, but we should have it. This is the elevator from RF Tools, you need to have each one of them at each level. We also have to make sure that both of them have power, I think. Maybe just the bottom one. Since we are very creative, the first one is going to be called ground floor, and the second one is going to be called not ground floor. So that I don't get confused. We also need to have a screen controller. That also requires power. And obviously, a stupid screen, you know, for both of them. I don't really remember this, but I have made two elevator button screens. So one of them is linked to this one. It goes in the screen. The other one is linked to the top one and goes in the screen. So we just scan for the screens and we should have something. Yes. So if we press the button, we should go up. And yes, the other button had to go on the top one. Otherwise, we can't really go down. Yeah. Now it works. We can also use a wrench to make the elevators a bit more fancy. I like them transparent. I don't know, green and red. And we also convert the buttons to lights. Yep, much better. So first off, the block palette that you see in front of you is going to change by the end of this episode. Not the exterior is fine, just the interior. But I am trying to keep everything standard by using the same kind of block so that whenever I want I can switch it with a rod of the shifting crust. Also, the main reason that we are trying to expand our base are the drives. You might notice that most of them are red. Another very important reason that we are trying to expand our base is that if you look at our molecular assemblers, if I find it, you might notice that almost everything is full, apart from the last two rows. So I can't really auto-craft anything. I mean, I can, it's just that I can't have that many more recipes. Okay, so we have 32 drives over here, I have half a stack on me, and you might notice we have half a stack more down here, which we are going to move them upstairs. We are tripling our storage, and I think until the end of the game, we should be fine. Because this is the end game anyways, we're going to consume all of our resources very soon. It's just that all of them are going to need 64Ks, and I have been ordering some, but I don't think it's enough. Make me 80 more. We do have a dense cable over here, and we should be able to use it. It doesn't use that many channels. Yeah, only 4. It's fine, we can bring it up. Oh, and by the way, you might notice I just got a perk from breaking a block. That is because in our Astral Tome, I did unlock the Singularity, we got 3 extra perks, and I also started unlocking Evorcio. And this is actually what I wanted. You can use your pick instead of a shovel. So now you're a shovel. Lovely. One of these days, I really want to start making a base where there's no nighttime. Well, no, that's not really gonna happen, but one of these days, I'm going to have a base where you can see the cables. ME cables are really nice. Also, don't ask me what the hell am I doing, because I personally have no idea how am I supposed to connect everything. But I'm assuming we can have a P2P tunnel over there and just connect everything like so. That's 32 channels, correct? We don't want to be wasteful. So do we have all the connections? Yes. Amazing. The point is that we don't really want to be wasteful unless we want to be lazy. So even though over here we only have like 16 channels, I'm going to waste a P2P tunnel. Honestly speaking, I don't really care. We have 5 over here and we can have, I don't know, like 25 down here. Anywho, the channels are fine, that takes care of my drives, but I also want to have a wireless crafting terminal. So the issue is that even though you would be able to make a wireless crafting terminal, getting the Infinity Booster card is not really gonna happen. You need this, and well, this is the recipe. So we need to go just with normal boosters, that's going to give us a range of like 500 blocks. So ME terminal, the wireless terminal, then I just need more terminals, and I can have a wireless crafting terminal. Lovely. We also need an access point, another terminal, ME chests, for some reason a 60k ME storage cell, and voila. So what do we need for the normal boosters? I think you can have just like 1 stack. We shall have 2 stacks of boosters. We will use the other stack for the other base. And down here we do have plenty of channels, so we're going to set up everything here. That should be a decent range. Device missing a channel, how? I think it takes time for it to boot up. Okay, it works. Wireless doohickey goes in, it's linked, and we should have access. Perfect. Although one thing that I'm really worried about is going to be the energy buffers. So we should have some dense energy cells. Can we have like, I don't know, 20 more? Just add them here. Make sure that we have enough power. I have transferred every single drive that we had down there to up here. And yes, you might notice that we're missing a lot of storage cells. But don't you worry, they're being crafted. I can craft around about 80 of them at the same time, so it could take some time. However, I was thinking maybe for the first time in our lives, we're going to have a base which is a teeny tiny bit decorated. And by decorated, I mean that whenever you enter a room, it's not just machines. There are things that don't really do anything, so over here we're going to have such a thing. Maybe we can have a few windows. Doesn't make sense with a bunker, but we do that. And maybe over here we should be able to have a few molecular assemblers. We can triple that one too. We need 32 more, I think. What did I mess up? Okay. We do this again. You should come here. Yep. I think if we hook them up, we have already tripled our molecular assemblers, so that's a good thing. And I just realized we need tons of P2P tunnel. Oh my goodness. I made too many. I pressed shift. All the assemblers have been hooked up, and I received an amazing tip that you can just sneak and right click the acceleration cars inside the assemblers. I'm very thankful. This saves so much time. So how many more patterns do we have? Oh my goodness. Stupendous. If that is the case, let us also fix our CPUs. I'm crafting 64K crafting storages. The other processor is also incredibly important, so I don't know, 200? It's not gonna fit inside, I know, but we will see. Actually, unlike Project Ozone, recipes in this mod pack are not that complicated. So I think we're just going to have 12 CPUs. I'm going to remove those ones, don't you worry. And they're not even going to be that massive. It's just 4 64Ks and 4 co-processors, and well, I wasted a lot of resources, but it's fine. This is already an overkill, and I'm happy with that. Everything is now hooked up to our controller. We should be able to remove these guys, and I think the function part of our base is already done. Now I need 50 buckets of liquid death for decorations. I just arrived here and remembered we don't have an off switch, which is perfectly fine. We just make some terrasteel, use the mana. We don't have any other use for it, and you might notice it's incredibly fast. Well, it was faster, maybe we ran out somewhere. But I mean, this is great. I like that. Also, the V situation seems to work because our arcane levitator is working. Maybe we should not waste time. Let's get our liquid death. We need Mortis, Perditio, Alchemia. So Mortis is just skulls. Yeah, give me death. I'm getting old. Actually, Perditio is going to be the problem, not the other ones. The problem is that we need something that doesn't give us that many garbage byproducts. It's fine. We go with sandstone. Gives you 15. Another thing is that let us hope that the mirrors work. Where's the mirror? Oh, it's over there. I was having a bit of a problem. Do you work? Yes, it's working. I didn't really think this through, but I think this is going to take ages to complete. Basically, the idea is that we're going to have buckets of liquid death, you know, like so, on top of quartz. That actually looks nice. If you don't like liquid death, maybe you should swim in it. It's just that 49 buckets is a lot of buckets. Hello! As it turns out, I had a lot of time. I got pneumonia. Well, I had pneumonia a week ago. I still have pneumonia. And yes, I have been busy around the base. This place is not lit up, so we do get occasional mobs. But we do have our pool of liquid death. I should be very careful not to break the glass. And yes, I have made an elevator, and I'm not using it. And I tried to do some interior decorations. We will deal with that later on. How did I get pneumonia? I don't know. Probably some of the villagers I touched. It's Halloween. Hi. Anyways, I have been working a teeny tiny bit around the base because I had nothing else to do, but maybe we should start moving on. Because I realized inside I have made a few boo-boos and I have to start fixing them, and I'm really not in the mood. So what is it that we want at this very moment? We want cubic boron nitrate. Aha. Which is a recipe from nuclear craft, therefore it does require 400 different steps. Ammonia. I like ammonia. And since I really love ammonia, here is a bucket of ammonia. It was relatively easy to make and it kind of floats, which is nice. And I have also heard that it smells nice. This is why I'm wearing a gas mask. And now I tried, it doesn't really affect villagers. But then I got to thinking, maybe doing it like this is kind of boring. It's nothing super fancy, I'm just electrolyzing water, I'm getting hydrogen, I have a nitrogen producer, I'm mixing everything, and I'm getting ammonia. But obviously, we're no longer going to do that. Let's make it a bit fancy. Because here's the thing, one of the mods that I have added is called Industrial Renewal, and it does have amazing looking blocks. especially these tanks. I think we have already reached a point in the mod pack where I have enough resources and I have enough auto crafting power to craft anything that I want, so if we go with something cheaty like this, it should be still fine. I mean, we do have dynamic tanks and we made this on episode 3, 4, I don't know. Basically what I'm trying to say is that maybe we can make things a bit more aesthetically pleasing. Do we have a Rod of the Seas? Yes. That is 2 layers of water. There is a fancy looking pump from Industrial Renewal, and I don't really know how it works, but we will see. How do you work? No wonder I get mobs. Look how dark it is. It's making noises. Very fancy. I think it has to be touching source blocks of water, so let us fill it in. So can I use any pipe into an electrolyzer? Yes. You know, I was already doing everything using a dense infinite water source, but I think this looks much nicer. We have 2 pumps, everything goes inside the tank. The tanks can be accessed from the top and everything can be extracted from the bottom. So we are getting water in a tank, it goes through a pipe, it goes through an electrolyzer, and we're getting hydrogen. In the side configuration of the electrolyzer, I'm already voiding any excess oxygen and deuterium that we get, and I have also disabled the outputs. So if we extract, we should only get hydrogen? Yes. We also give you some nitrogen, a bit of power. Oops. We're out of channels, don't you worry. Oh my goodness. Go away. I have already made extra energy crystals, so we should be fine. There you go. We get ammonia. One more time. Let us give it some speed upgrades. Why the hell not? So we made ammonia in order to get cubic boron nitrate, but there is one more fluid that we need. We have the ammonia, now we need boric acid. I'm making a chemical factory with big tanks. I like that. Oh, and by the way, these tanks are multi-blocks from Industrial Renewal, so you can just stack them on top of each other. You know, like so. Now it's taller. I have extended the rows of machines. Now we have a melter, which is giving us molten boron. We have a chemical reactor, which is taking the molten boron, mixing it with hydrogen, and gives us diboron, or diborane. I don't know what the hell it is. But essentially, if you mix it with water, gives you boric acid. So now we want to put them inside those tanks, and I was thinking that we use some phantom phases. These are fluid phantom phases, so we can put them like so. It's too much work for something super simple, I know. But we linked the 2 machines and they seem to be in range. The machines from Nuclear Craft don't auto output, so we are going to use a conduit. And then, you know, use the immersive engineering pipes. There should be something here now. Yes, boric acid, 20 buckets. It even writes the name of the fluid, I love that. So a tank for boric acid, a tank for ammonia. Both of them will be extracted and they have to go inside another chemical reactor. You have no idea how many chemical reactors I have made. And I already made another one. Okay. It's fine. You go over there. You see, it's getting both of the fluids. If we give you power, come on, we get boron nitrate solution. We don't really want the water, we don't really want it to be outputted. And I guess for the rest of the machines, it doesn't really matter where we put them because we will never ever see them again. So we shall have our crystallizer, I don't know, somewhere here, like so. That gives us hexagonal boron nitrate, which I guess if we put it inside a pressurizer, that should give us the cubic boron nitrate. With some power, obviously. Yes, yes, yes. We have it. So I can have my ender chest, 1 hopper, and we're good. Lovely. A very fancy, super complicated and totally unnecessary setup just because I wanted to use those tanks, and I'm really happy with it. But the goal was to get cubic boron nitrate, and so far we have 466. It doesn't really have that much uses, so I think like 1 stack of boron blocks was already enough. Worst comes to worst, I'm going to add 1 more stack of blocks. So moving on over here, you might notice that we are going to assemble a few more machines. We already have our metallurgic fabricator. These machines that you see over here are going to be the advanced carpenters, and we need 1 thermionic fabricator, maybe 2. It has to be symmetrical is the thing. Yeah, you see there are like 4 machines and each one of them is going to have a different shape, so yeah. But it's fine, I think we can have 1 metallurgic fabricator, 4 of the carpenters, and 1 thermionic fabricator in the center. I guess let us finish the carpenters first. You're going to need 7 blocks of gelid cryotium. Why 7? This is a hole. We are producing some gelid cryotium, that is good. One problem that we are going to have is that if you put gelid cryotium somewhere like here, it's gonna move. Maybe not. I don't know, let us see. Out of everything that I have done this episode, making the patterns for making these machines took the longest. Cause you see, in order to make a stupid machine vent, what you're going to need is overclocked heat vents, then you're going to need turbine vent, then you're going to need pipe seal, and well, everything is a pattern. Which is not really fun, and it's just 1 block. But now 3 of them should be complete. No? Yes, we're missing a block. 3 of them are complete, that should be the final one. Also, I was thinking of having a thermionic fabricator, and unfortunately we can't really have it. It's 5 blocks wide and it's going to cross the chunk boundary. And the reason that we have like 4 carpenters is that we have 4 fluids. One of them is of course liquid DNA for ludocrite, primal mana for vibrant cores, water for circuits, and liquefacted coal in order to make pedestals and things for extended crafting. You know, these things. For the thermionic fabricator, I think we're just gonna set it up down here. Maybe? Why do you have to be so big? It was incredibly painful to place it down, but we finally have a functioning thermionic fabricator. It's not functioning, but we're gonna make it functional. Don't you worry. I did not think this through. We're going to have some dire wire in the basement and some dire wire torches. Yeah, dire wire torches can't be a word. Anyways, this is the fluid input hatch, so what we're going to do is that we're going to have a melter here. Export bus, we're going to export sand, and we give you some power. Good. That's going to give us liquid glass. And that is going to go inside the thermionic fabricator. So that takes care of the liquid glass. For setting up the patterns, we're going to have an interface. It's not really necessary, but I guess an import bus, just to be able to import everything back into our system. Just to refresh your memory, the entire reason that we're doing all of this is that we want to be able to make the resonance cell frame empty from thermal expansion, and then we want to be able to make it full. The thermionic fabricator is going to make the empty cell. I have already gathered some resources, I have set the patterns, and well, there you go. That goes inside the interface, and let us see if we can order one. We just want the one. That's not gonna happen. Ooh, I'm using a cheaty simple recipe, so yeah, I forgot Indirium. So there you go. We're running out of sag mills. But in any case, let's see if it actually works. Can we have an empty cell frame? You should do something. Does it take time? The moment that I go down there, it's going to be ready. And there is a zombie. Missing input. What? Oh, it's already done. Yeah, so the thermionic fabricator works. Now we need to start making it full, and we need to take care of all of these recipes. How the hell would you autocraft this? That is more than 9 ingredients. This is one of the problems that I have with this mod pack, and that is, yeah, you might need like 1.5 stacks of the resonance cell frame. So how badly do you want to automate it? You can just use a hopper. I don't really know. Let us go clockwise. For making the resonance cell frame full, we're going to need 15 ingredients, and we have all of them on autocrafting. Except the pulsating propolis that we need in order to make the pulsating mesh, which is perfectly fine. For the moment, we just use a separator. It's fast enough. We can even make it faster, and maybe a bit more fast. There's an RTG, it wasn't hooked up to power. Yeah, this is much better. And we have a few thousand mysterious combs, so that should not be a problem. However, in order to make the resonance cell frame, I think what we're going to do is that we're going to have one more crafting core. And that brings up another thing, our carpenters. I said one of them we were going to use for liquefacted coal, but I kind of changed my mind. I think we are just going to make a few crafting cores and call it a day. Then we would be able to repurpose this carpenter in order to use seed oil so that we can get impregnated sticks. Yeah, for the moment we just get 1 stack of pedestals. Lovely. It's very fast. I think we're out of coal. No, it's keeping up. Maybe we should make more. Yeah. 1 more stack, and maybe 1 more stack. And of course, we are never ever going to need that many of them. That is the hope. Okay, now we come to the automation part, and I'm going to do this the way that I think it's going to be the easiest. There should be other methods, but, well, this works fine. It doesn't work yet, but if it works, it's gonna work fine. We do have an interface over here which is exporting these items, correct? So out of the total 15 ingredients, we're already exporting 9 of them. These are items that are incredibly cheap, we have millions of them, or they don't have any other uses. So our system doesn't really have to worry about them. I just ordered like 400 gears and we should be fine until the end of the mod pack. So the interface is going to constantly export these items, and they're going to go onto the pedestals based on the filters that I have already set. And for the rest of the items, we're just gonna set up a pattern, if I don't miss anything. And therefore, these are going to be the 6 remaining items. And therefore, whenever we want to craft it, here's what's going to happen. We're going to extract items from the interface from blue and insert them on blue. So these items are constantly on top of the pedestals. But whenever we're ordering the resonance cell frame, the rest of the items are going to go inside this crate. And those items are going to be extracted on brown. That should be the last of the filters, and well, the last 2 pedestals are just for decoration, symmetry purposes. So if we put everything inside the crate, we have the recipe. So if we give it power, we should get our cell frame, hopefully. No? Is it a glitch? Did I miss something? There are 14 ingredients, and I have 14 ingredients. Okay, I found the problem. The Lapetron crystal. Even though in the JEI it's telling you that it can be empty, it has to be full. Why would you do that? I don't know, but I have my frame cell. So here is the pattern that goes inside the interface, and we just need to extract everything, which is on purple. Cool. So how do we charge up Lapetron crystals, like 200 of them? I don't know, MFSU? Here is a universal cable, here is an MFSU. We're fine, nothing exploded. Can we have more connection for more power? Not sure if it's faster. Also, it's not that much power. Oh boy, you're slow. Well, this is also a method. We can charge it in our hotbar. It's actually faster than the MFSU. But again, just to refresh your memory, this is what we got, the resonance cell frame full. And this is what we want to get, the fusion crafting core. You know, from Draconic Evolution. This is a recipe that we have to do only once, so I'm setting up something over here, and let me try to get the rest of the ingredients. Which ironically, one of them is a fusion core. You know, from Nuclear Craft. And I believe if I have not messed up the recipe, this is everything that we ever need. What? What does it do? Oh, you can fly. Okay. That is the last of the ingredients. We will use our final crafting core. It's not our final one, we have an extra one here. But you go over there, and we give you some power. This can be replicated with UU matter, so I guess we will do that. And it does require a fair bit of power. 1 billion. Why? Okay, it's been a while later, and we do have our crafting core. And yes, that is an amazing quest. I'm not really sure why, but we're just gonna dupe it. Anywho, now that we have access to the fusion crafting core from Draconic Evolution, we would be able to get Awakened Draconium and also the Awakened core. But before doing that, I think it's wiser if we try to automate the Wyvern core. Because, you know, for the moment I just have like this Carpenter. And if you guys remember, the problem that we had with the Wyvern core was the Ludicrite blocks, because if you want to make it, you're going to need liquid DNA. We tried something with the sapling, unfortunately it's not working in my version and I don't really know why. I tried something with the bees, it's incredibly slow. Because one drone inside the DNA extractor gives you only 10 millibuckets of liquid DNA. So I need to smelt down 100 drones just to be able to make a Ludicrite block. But I have already found a better solution. Villager Trade Exchanger. Well, that's not really the important thing that I found. The important thing that I found is the villager that goes inside. This is a villager from forestry, and what it does is that he's going to give us pollen. And I'm allergic to pollen. So by providing this guy with some emeralds and some power, I guess very slowly we're going to get pollen. And pollen is great. Each one of them gives you 100 millibuckets. That's a huge improvement. For some reason I did not expect this, but this machine is incredibly slow. We just got the one. This is a renewable resource, we will always get it, and well, it's 10 times more efficient than the bees. Each time we get 100 millibuckets. And guess what? I have 2 villagers. With that being said, we have 2 exchangers, we're extracting the pollen, and we're making liquid DNA, and everything goes into an ender tank. Therefore, making the actual Ludicrite should no longer be a problem. Also, we're never ever going to have a huge buffer of this, so let's take whatever we can. For this Carpenter, I also have an interface, we just need to set up a pattern. So that is block of Ludicrite, everything seems to be in order, except for the fact that we don't have a pattern for you, a pattern for you, and that's it. And now that we have all the patterns, let's see if we can craft a block of Ludicrite. I'm being shot at, I know. Oh, that was good. It's not being imported back, I know. It's here. We just need an ender chest, otherwise we're good. So for making the Wyvern core, we have the Ludicrite, we have every single item that you see over here except the primal mana. Some of you guys have been suggesting that I should use the alloy tank from the Tinker's Complement mod, but I don't know, I'm using this smeltery. That is 47 buckets, and this is 154 more buckets. That should give me 400 cores? I mean, it's like super cheap to make. It's super cheap to make, extremely difficult to extract. Yeah, this is much better. Also, I would like to mention that I have never ever in my life refilled this tank. This is what we filled in episode 2, which is super weird. But this should be 500 Wyvern cores and I don't know, I really don't want to automate it. Because just look how much is left. I smelted up as much as I could and we have 800 buckets of primal mana. That is exactly 1600 cores. I don't think we're ever going to need more. So that goes inside the Carpenter and let us see if we can craft some cores. Well, we already made a few of them. Let's order 20. We can order 20. Ludicrite could be a problem. Maybe not. We have a decent supply of liquid DNA. Wait a minute. You're done? Yes, we have the cores. Can I have 100? Elementium. Hey, those are not problems. But we have it on auto crafting. Perfect. If that is the case, let us get some Awakened Draconium. We're super wealthy, so I made 10 more crafting injectors, and we shall upgrade them one by one. Amazing. I know. Even the Awakened one is not that expensive. I upgraded one set of crafting injectors, I used them in order to upgrade the other set, which I do believe it's totally unnecessary, but I'm not sure. But I guess at this very moment we should be able to start making some actual awakened Draconium. There's also a seed for it, but I think we're going to go with half a stack? No, 2 stacks of blocks. Each one gives you 4. And during this entire time that I was sick, look at the amount of hearts that we have. I have been replicating them. That is going to take a bit of time, so I'll see you in an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a bunch of time later, we have our awakened Draconium, and now we're just going to make a few awakened cores. I think that's how you do that, right? Yeah, but for making the actual tools, you need to upgrade it to Draconic tier. That's not great. Yeah, that's not great. But who cares? I have my cores. And that should be a quest. Amazing. Well, I wasn't really looking forward to that because I wanted to get the Staff of Power, but let's see how far we can go. How do you even make that? We have the pick, we need the shovel. So here is a stupid shovel, the stupid sword, and maybe just for good measure an extra sword. Because I think it's also going to double our enchantments and I don't really like the staff. I prefer to have a sword. One of the good things about having 2 sets of crafting injectors is that it's easy to upgrade them. Yes, thank you. I'm very happy that we are unlocking quests, but let us get the tools. Which they do ironically have a very cheap recipe. That's it. I don't think it's a quest. Oh, it is. I didn't pay attention. Oh, this is funny. If you upgrade your pick, it's going to keep the enchantments. It's not funny, it's actually good. So how do you make the staff? That is also cheap. So I guess there you go. That was easy. Oh, I might as well make a dislocator too. That would have been more important. Like way more important. Perfect. I can finally teleport around. But just in case you're wondering, no, the armor is really not gonna happen. Not today. Oh, this is a lovely rabbit hole. Although not as bad as Project Ozone. So I can't really complain. But we can teleport back home? Amazing. I love this. Anyways, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one. Bye bye.